Hello, everyone. I'm sure people are slowly rolling through, but we can go ahead and get started. My name's Isabella Simpatico. I am going to be walking you through our Rev platform, how it's used in the media and journalism space for interviews, content creation, clip creation, and things like that. We can go ahead and get started here. Um, what we'll do, introduction, I've already introduced myself. I am an account executive here at Rev. What we are working on is we continuously develop our platform, but what I'm going to specifically focus on is how you can use it within your day-to-day workflow, within interviews, journalism, and the media space. We'll walk through the various ways to ingest media, what you can do with your transcript, how you can share it, how you can analyze it, and then we'll save some time for Q&A. So we'll jump right in here, and this is what your homepage will look like. So the first part is ingesting any sort of audio or video that you might have, and it can be either from your own personal, either recording devices. Rev also has a mobile app where you're able to go ahead and do the recordings directly within the mobile app itself. You can also upload any sort of public links, like a YouTube link, for example, anything that's public. And then you are able to also use our web recorder. So for anything that is in person, you can go ahead, do a recording, and go ahead and have that done within Rev's environment here. So what you'll be able to do is you'll see the transcript preview here, similar on the mobile app as well, and that will help with the ingesting of the audio. If you are going to upload anything, you can go ahead, select it from your desktop, however it is that you organize yourselves. So you're going to be able to have everything uploaded within the same environment. You can upload also zip files. So this way, if you have multiple videos or audio files that you're trying to transcribe at once, it makes it very easy to just batch upload. Once you've uploaded everything, Rev takes a security first approach. So what we do is it will automatically download into your My Files. My Files is a private workspace, so it's only visible to you. It's not visible to anyone else on your team, even if you have multiple people that are sitting on your account. And then what you can do is move it into different workspaces, and that's kind of how you organize yourselves. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and go into, this is just our global demo content, but you're able to go ahead and organize yourselves within folders as well. So if I pop into here and we have a few different interviews that we've previously uploaded, of course, but we can go ahead and just click this first one here. So this is what your transcript will look like. And then this is all done with our own proprietary ASR, automatic speech recognition. And you'll have here the speaker separation. So if you have multiple speakers, whether it's just one or two people, multiple people, it will give you the separation across the different speaker names. Now, if you want to assign the speakers, all you do is you just click here quickly and you'll see all the speakers labeled here. And for example, I'll go ahead and just relabel this one to myself. And it is just a one-time edit that will continue to carry through the rest of the transcript. So you only have to do it one time, makes it a little bit easier for editing purposes. The other thing to note when editing and reviewing here is this is a fully editable environment. So if, for example, there was something that maybe was misspelt, or if there's someone, maybe the person's name that was addressed as Stephen, but it's supposed to be with a PH instead of a V, you can go ahead and just start typing that change in. We also do have a global search and replace option as well. So this way, if you find that maybe there is a certain term or name that was misspelled, you can go ahead and make that adjustment here globally across the transcript. Now, the other things that you can do as you're working to analyze your transcript here is if there are certain sections that maybe you want to reference at a certain point in time or a later point in time, you can go ahead and highlight those certain sections. So this way you can go back and re-reference it. Now, again, this is only you working in this. If you would like, you can go ahead and share your transcripts, and the default again is always restricted. And so this means no one else can see it. You have the ability to share it with organizations. So this is the owner of our organization. And you can go ahead and when you change it to this, you can also adjust them to be a viewer or an editor, or you can make it a public link to share with anyone else as well. With the public link, that's great if you're using maybe some either like freelancers or contractors that maybe also need to have a quick look at the transcript and you want to share that quickly with them. You're also able to make that adjustment here on how they're able to view it. Now, the other thing to note is as you scroll through, it will also follow along in that video or audio that you've uploaded. So this way, if you need to re-listen to it, make sure you heard things the right way. You can go ahead, click wherever you would like, and it will follow along. Clearly, I chose one about the Odyssey that is, the new movie that came out. Um, then what you have here is suggested clips. So oftentimes people will create little clips that you can use either for like social media, something to go along with your article, anything that maybe you want to publish along with your article that you are creating. You're able to go ahead and either pick one of the suggested ones, or you can also create a clip yourself. So you go ahead here, find the section that you would like in order to save, and then you can create that clip. Then here's where you'll be able to see that, start and end time. You can go ahead and download it. You can go ahead and you'll have that little transcript snippet as well that you can select as TXT, Microsoft Word, or PDF. And then you can also just save the clip and then you'll have that for reference later on. The other part to note here is that, so again, this is all AI based, but if you would like, you also have the ability to upgrade to human. So what you're able to do is if you have maybe you're not on as much of a time crunch and you would just like 100% human accurate transcript, you can go ahead and upgrade to that human verified already from the actual file that you're working on here. And then at the bottom, you'll also always have access to that original media. So anything that you've uploaded, if for whatever reason you either lose the original file or anything, you can rest assured that it's also going to be stored here within Rev. Now, you also have the ability to create AI captions. And again, for short social media clips, they're wonderful and you'll see here, we superimpose them as well. So this way you have a frame of reference too as to what that would look like. Now, a few other features that you're able to do if you're going to maybe analyze your transcript a little bit more, trying to find some kicker quotes, anything like that. Here you have the ability to ask specific questions about what is being discussed within your transcript. So here you have some suggestions about, you can summarize it, why did he use IMAX maybe, or how he used it, anything specific here. So we can even click one of these, see what results are rendered from there, and that can help maybe pull little bits and pieces of information for you to help with writing any sort of article after the fact. What it will also do is it provides you with that time code of where it pulled that piece of information from. So this way, instead of just having it as a little summary, you can go ahead and re-reference how it was actually said word for word within the transcript. The other great part is you have the AI templates here. So you have a few that will, or you have a bunch that will be preloaded onto your account. Here we can do like a short summary, for example. There's a few different ones where you can do like an interview analysis, and this can give you some background, some key points, kicker quotes, like you've seen here. Then any sort of main arguments. This can be used across any sort of conversation or interview that you're doing to help kind of cull down on any sort of information that you're trying to leverage for your article that you could be writing. You're also able to create your own custom templates, and I'll show you where that is in 2 seconds. But again, you'll have some of these preloaded in this section here. Now, if we go back to our homepage, you have that template builder in this section. This is where you're going to be able to go ahead and create that custom template. So for example, if you have the same 10 questions that you ask in your interviews and you want to just pull those bits and pieces of information out from there, what you would do is go to your template builder, maybe you're creating a podcast. I'll just click on this one, for example, and you build out your prompt. And this is where you're going to be able to go ahead, insert those custom questions that you have, and then you'll be able to apply them against all of the files that you are uploading. And you can do this on an individual basis, so per file, or you can do it across a batch of files. Where that would happen is here in our Rev Insights. So Rev Insights is great for analyzing multiple files at once. This can be audio, video, Microsoft Word documents, PDF documents, anything, especially if you're doing like a long investigative format of an interview or article review, multiple interviews with a person, and you're trying to pull out those key points. So this, it's just a standard question that I'd asked, but what are their thoughts about technology today based on some other files I uploaded from our Rev environment here? So when you're adding those files, you can go ahead and choose a file, which will come from anything that is within Rev's environment. But you then do also have the ability to upload directly from your device. So for example, like that Microsoft Word document, or maybe another supporting article that you've previously written that you're kind of adding into your story. Then once you do that, you run the question and it will provide you with a summary back of what you were looking for. As you're reading through it, you'll see that you also have these purple highlighted buttons here. This is going to show you exactly where it pulled that piece of information from. So again, you can re-reference it either word for word here by reading through it within the transcript, or if there's an audio or video source, you can go ahead and re-listen to it or review it. You're also able to apply those AI templates here. So, for example, previously I did that podcast creation suggestion, but what I can do is apply that template across it. So, what we'll often see is if someone has a long form story and they're uploading maybe 10, 20 different files, there's not essentially there's not really a limit on how many you can upload. We say up to 500. But you're able to upload as much as you need. So if you have a long form story and you've had interviews over the course of maybe a year and you're trying to pick out specific points, this is great when you're trying to, instead of having to go through every individual file, you can go ahead and just put it all here, ask your question, and it can help kind of digest and help you go through and pick out that bit of information that you are looking for. The other thing that we see that is very frequently used is our AI note taker. So the note taker option, it is able to connect with Google Meets, Teams, and Zoom. It will join your meeting. So if you have a Zoom interview, for example, you can have it join in. It will do the recording for you. It will also record whatever is on screen, facial expressions, emotion, anything like that. And it will be able to go ahead, provide you with that transcript, and then you can run your analysis the same way that you would on any of your other files here. Outside of that, for your purposes or for, the media and journalism use case, this is essentially what you would probably be doing. We do also offer any sort of human subtitling services, human captioning services. So if there is anything that maybe along with your story or your article that you're looking to also have some video footage, maybe you want to localize it into a different language and have it have more of a broader reach to a global audience, we're able to provide those services as well. I'll pause there and see if there are any questions that might have come through.
Yeah, the only thing that I've got is just how to make sure that your interviews, like if they're top secret, making sure that only the right people see, kind of like minimum items viewable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way to ensure the security, again, when you first upload it, it's going to go here into the My Files section. So My Files is, again, your own private workspace. No one else is able to view it. Once you're in your My Files, then you're able to share into these workspaces. And you can go ahead and create multiple workspaces, and it can be by project, by team, by subject matter, however else you want to organize yourselves, and invite certain people into those workspaces. So this way you're also ensuring if it's only you and maybe a producer that should be viewing those files, that you two are in that workspace and you can both work on them simultaneously. Um, Outside of that, you can also move files around wherever you would need to. So if I'm here, what I would do is I would just click move. And then if I had another workspace that I wanted to forward them into, I can pass them along that way. Um, but from a security standpoint, it's only you that's able to view your My Files section. So you can have 100 people on the account, but it's only you that's going to be able to view it.
Cool. Well,
Anything
that's
else
everything.
that I can do?
That's everything that I've got.
Awesome. Outside of that, if there is anything else, if there's anyone on this call that would like to have a more personalized demo, we can help run some of your files through, run a test, maybe narrow down a little bit more for your use case or your workflow more specifically, then we're able to go ahead and give you a personalized demo. I have my contact information should be on the invite as well, and you'll be able to go ahead and reach out. We can schedule something a little bit more tailored and specific for your needs.
Thank you, Izzy. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. That's it. Thanks so much.